you go, folks. The Kawasaki, the 2021 Kawasaki ZH2 Z if you're British or European or anyone who's not American, right? Bone stock. Still kicks ass. Got it in sport mode, which is not quite as strong as the mode that I had it in before. I gotta get in the app and do that. Gloves are on. Here we go. I gotta do this. Here we go. Isn't that a beautiful bike right there? Oh my goodness. Kawasaki ZH2 SE Special Edition with the Skyhook technology. Oh man. It makes it possible for a big fat dum-dum like me to really experience power. Alright, here we go. Do you guys have the same problem where you get on the bike and you flip your visor down and then you remember, oh yeah, I should clean my visor? Oh well. It's a bit cool out today. Bit nippy. With my vented jacket, I will be cold by the time I get to school. That's alright. There we are. I gotta get familiar again with the feel of the bike. Okay, so I've got two shouts in this story. First shout is to Doug Morgan. Hey Doug, up there in Canada, I hope you're enjoying your new Gold Wing. And another shout out to Willie B, up there in the Vancouver area. So I hope you're doing well up there. I'm being very, very good. Yeah, now I can see out of both mirrors. I can barely see out of my visor, so oh, you know what helps? There you go. Anyway, so the story I have for you today. First, I'm going to start off by just talking a little bit more about the bike and how it feels and all that. This is obviously the most nimble and speediest bike I have ever owned or ridden. 200 horsepower, no limiter on it, and it's not even tuned up. Apparently that somebody figured out how to get into the ECM and do a flash. Wasn't doing too bad there, just yeah. Anyway, so I just love riding this because it gets you that adrenaline rush every time. When you feel that speed come on, when that supercharger really kicks in, it got you giggling like a kid, The cornering is awesome. way better than my Goldwing, which, you know, you'd expect for a bike like this would have better cornering characteristics. I'm being a good little doobie. Look at me, huh? Har, har, har. Okay, so here's the story. My ex-wife studied Kempo Karate, or whatever, Kempo, it was called Kempo. And she got, you know, medium level belt. And it was in part because of her previous relationship with her ex-husband. She had to fight a lot. And I did teach her some stuff that my dad taught me, self-defense stuff that really helped her, but she wanted to continue the trend and just kick total ass. So she took Kempo. She'd come home from class and she'd be all excited and say, "Hey, let me show you what I learned today." And she's like, "Okay, pretend to throw a punch at me." I'm like, okay. And next thing you know, my arm's twisted behind my back and I'm bent over like, "Oh, very good, honey." Not that I ever call her honey, but yeah. So we're in Hawaii, and we're at the Thanksgiving feast that is hosted by my brother, my half-brother, who's living in Hawaii at the time. And he's a hippie. He's a major hippie. And all his friends are major hippies. And so the Thanksgiving Day feast is at Ala Moana Park, outside Beach Park in Honolulu. It's November, it's a beautiful day, it's like, you know, 83 degrees Fahrenheit, perfect humidity, no rain, just a beautiful day. And me and my wife show up with, you know, our lounge chairs and cooler and, you know, plates, forks, all this stuff. And we find them in the park. They got blankets laid out, that's great. And the table, okay, good. And then somebody brought a turkey, wow. It was a big, beautiful turkey. Somebody cooked it very nicely. And all these hippie people come up to this this turkey and they just start ripping handfuls out of it with their bare hands, unwashed, that I was aware of. I got nervous just then. The guy flashed his lights at me. I don't know if he was saying hi or warning me about something bad, something hanging off my bike. I know I don't have saddlebags open. I can only assume he was saying hi. Anyway, so we present these plastic forks and plates and stuff to people like, oh, what a novel concept. And so now they're eating this food like human beings, thankfully. Alright, hang on a second, I'm going to have a little bit of fun here. Oh my goodness, what a feeling, what a feeling. So now we're sitting there with these hippies. Okay, we're having a good time, we're drinking beer. Some lady brought all this beer and she says, you know, this is for everybody. And then later on that evening she's like, well, who drank all my beer? Like, you can't offer it to everybody and then be mad when everyone drinks it. There was this nice girl sitting there on one of the chairs and she's eating her turkey with a fork on her plate. And my dog Buster, little Maltese, is looking at her like, please. She said, can I feed him? I said, sure, give him a little bit. So she stabs a piece of meat with the fork, holds it down, gives it to my dog, and then puts the fork back in her mouth. Like, okay. All right. that was a moment. But we're fine. And now it's probably around 9:30 p.m. And we're, you know, people are kind of drunk now. And I'm sitting in this lounge chair with my friend John. You know, we're in a couple of lounge chairs and having a drink. Not much, you know, just sipping beer. And my wife is over there talking to this guy named Tad. And Tad took Aikido class. And we liked Tad because he had that Boston sense of humor. He was from Boston too. He was a bit irreverent, so we kind of liked him. So she's standing there talking to Tad. Oops, come on, Mikey, don't miss your turn. And he reaches up and he grabs her nose. Like the I got your nose thing they do to little kids. And she swats his hand away and she says, "What are you doing? Don't do that. You know that we're Bostonian. We don't touch." So he tries it again, and she does that Kempo block thing, you know, and then he tries a third time, and she goes to block, and he grabs her arm, Aikido style, and he twists it behind her back, and she's holding Buster with her right hand, and now she's got him around the neck. A lot of gravel on the road today. She's got him around the neck, and the dog's hanging. And I'm sitting there looking at her bent over, and I'm thinking she's, you know, messing around, just playing. And I'm yelling at her, "Hey, the dog, the dog." And then I hear her say, "What the fuck are you doing?" The second I hear that, I realize this is a fight. So I get up, and by the time I'm able to get 3 steps over, she's already dropped the dog gently on the ground and palmed the dude in the face, stomped on his feet, and kneed him in the nuts 3 times. Or 2 times. So, bap, stomp, bap. I think it was 3 times. Stomp, bap. And so I jump in between, and she jumps back in her stance. Hang on a sec. I gotta have a little bit of fun here. Oh, that was so fun. You gotta feel that wind on you sometimes. So she jumps back in her stance, and I run up to him, and he's reacting. It's like, you know, she bapped him really good, and he's stunned. And I hug him like a referee hugs a boxer. And he says, "What the hell just happened?" And I said, "It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it." So I'm breaking up this fight, right? And I can hear behind me, she's in her stance, and she says, she yells, "Let him go! I'm not finished with him yet!" So, somebody kind of ushers her away, and other people usher him away. And I just turn and start packing up our stuff. Okay, the night's over, time to go. She kicked his ass. And it wasn't until we were driving home that the emotions caught up with her, and she started crying, like, "Why do people always mess with me?" And I really don't have much of an answer except to say that she is she's an alpha female. That's definite. And she's 5'9", and she's got some heft to her. Not fat, but you know, at the time she had some heft to her. Not a dainty little woman by any stretch, and tough as nails, and you could just see it on her. And I think that brings out the challenge in some people, bullies probably. And she's had to kick several asses over the years because of that. Anyway, that's my my story about my kick-ass wife. And if you want to click off now, that's fine. I'm just gonna ramble on about other stuff now, in case you're interested. I think it's actually, yeah, I don't think it's my visor. I think it's actually wet out here. Oh well, I don't care. People always mess with her. Parties were not good because people would get drunk and they'd start picking on her, and oof, they'd be sorry. This one lady, this middle-aged lesbian lady, ex-army, was yelling the word hello directly into my wife's ear. I was down on the beach and she was up in the house, and it was a very nice little party, little get-together on the it's a place called Ka'awa or Ka'awa in Hawaii. Kaawa, something like that. Ka'awa. And I'm sitting there on the beach looking at the stars, having a good time, and I hear hello, hello, and all of a sudden I hear my wife yell, "You want to yell? I'll teach you to yell." And she let out the most earth-shattering yell / scream that I've ever heard from her. And of course the entire party went silent. And that's when I knew, okay, time to drive home. And that's exactly what we did. She wasn't about to stay at the party after that. I knew that she was done. Hopefully this car accident that happened at 7:25, now it's about 8:32. Hopefully that has been cleared by now. You know, it's funny, I really don't mind at all the manual on this. I don't mind it one bit. So, I totally lost my train of thought. Manual transmission. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Especially the quick shift. Not having to clutch in every time. I just, up I go, and there you are. It's beautiful. Quick shifting is definitely awesome. Automatic is awesome too, but anyway. And you might think, hey Mike, you know, you were married good from what? You got about 14 years I was married. And all that time, you know, with a tough ass wife, you know, do you ever get into fisticuffs with her? No, not once, not ever. No, 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 no. That is just, I don't know. No, I try to avoid physical confrontations, any kind of fights. I try to avoid them because my dad, he taught me the kinds of things you learn in war to kill somebody. And with the temper that I have, I'm afraid that I would do something and end up in jail over it, like, you know, a throat chop, esophagus cut off kind of thing, eyeball ripped out, nose bit off. I mean, that's the kind of fighting that he taught me, and that's the kind of fighting that I would do, partly because of temper and partly because of training. And so I never go there. I mean, I went there when I was younger, broke a guy's leg and fractured a guy's skull. So I don't like to go there, and I would never hit a woman. I don't care who that woman is. I would never hit a woman. Call me sexist, but I just wouldn't. I don't think that's appropriate. If a woman started hitting me, which she never did, she never hit me. She never tried to physically do anything to me. And if any woman ever did, I would just do that, you know, hug them thing or run away. I would not punch or slap or anything like that. Nope, 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 nope. I mean, the mental stuff is what really got me. She had the ability to eviscerate you on a spiritual, psychic level. She still has that ability. She's really, especially in a relationship with somebody. I used to say anything you say can and will be held against you by her. That's why I never really won an argument with her in all the years I was with her. I never really won an argument. I mean, I did quite a few things that I wanted to do and she didn't want me to do. I just did them anyway. But you can't win a justification kind of argument or anything. Just no, just don't. And you might think, geez, Mike, she doesn't sound like a very nice person. Well, everything has its good and its bad. And if it, I don't know if it counts for anything, but to this very day, we still are friends and we talk on a semi-regular basis. I'd say about an average of once a month, just kind of a, hey, you know, this happened today. Mostly about the dogs. She's got an ever decreasing number now because they're all getting old. But when she left, she took 6 dogs with her. Malteses all. Loved them though I did. I do not want Malteses anymore. And that's because they die. I lost my Buster at 4.5 years old. I lost my Tessie at 4.5 years old. My Pally died at 8 years old. That was kind of an accident, but still. And I was like, no, I'm done with this breed. They're very dainty, very delicate, very stupid, very barky, and the hair is just impossible. And so she loved them and she managed them, and so she kept them. So we talk about them mostly. They're getting really old now, some of them. Most of them are gone. There's 2 left. And a lot of people think that I'm crazy for talking to her still, for still considering her a friend. She's more than a friend. She's family. When you've known somebody for 20 years, well, now it's, you know, I've known her for, oh God, 30 years? Has it been 30 years? Wait a minute, let me see now. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, anyway, when you've known somebody the majority of your life, and you live with them for a good amount of it, it's a, you know, it's a family forming thing. And some might think, oh, do you still carry the... No, I don't carry the torch for her. Oh, God. That is put to bed, dead and buried, not a thing. I think it's possible to transition in a relationship from lovers, romantic partners, to friends, or feeling like family. And the romance isn't even a factor anymore. And that's true for me and my ex. Actually, quite a few of my exes I still talk to on occasion. And there's no romantic anything. It's just, you know, we shared some time together, and now it, you know, it's just there's like a language that you share with that person and that person only. Especially with my ex-wife, because it was such a long time. There's one word. All I have to say is one word, and the whole concept is communicated. And that's nice to have that kind of ease. But like I said, it's not a regular thing. It's like once a month. Just a, hey, what's up? Anyway. As you can see, I have arrived at my job. So I will I will bid you a fond farewell. Until next time, folks.